I also want to thank you all for coming. I'm gratified to see so many staff as well as faculty here. And this is a campus where we are all engaged in a learning environment, and that includes the staff. They are a key component of our school, and I just think it's wonderful that they are so involved. So we're here today for the Integrity in Our Communities event, an event that we try to do annually, and as soon as I heard about it, I said, I know just the guy. And so, but let me talk about the event first. The Integrity in Our Communities speaker has that very idea. I mean, it's defined by its title. The idea is to bring in those from outside the school, those in the community who are locally recognized, state-wide recognized, such as Judge Allen, nationally recognized, which Judge Allen is for some of his work with the opioid courts, and sort of talk about, give them wide breadth, no reins at all, to talk about the issues that they think fit within the definition of integrity. You know, that comes from the Greek word integer, meaning the whole. So you talk about the whole person, and it could be the whole person as a lawyer, the whole lawyer, or it could be other aspects that make up a person who is intended to be not just a minister of justice, as Thomas Cooley says, but a representative of the community. So we give them free rein to talk about ethical issues, lawsuits on ethical or professional matters, other skills that are necessary, whatever it might be. And so we present this award to those legal professionals who demonstrate the highest integrity in their profession within that broad definition. One definition of integrity that I would also use is that you choose thoughts and actions based upon values rather than based on personal gain. And I appreciate that, and I think that when you meet Judge Allen, you will feel the same. Before I call him up to give the award, I want to say some nice things about Judge Allen. I've known him for over 20 years, so I can be a tiny bit flippant there. We are not just colleagues, but friends, again, for over 20 years. I was already at the state Attorney General's office when he joined. And I will tell you that Judge Allen had a wide range of experience at that office. I got to know him when he was in the Corrections Division, which I think was probably about his third assignment there. And after that, he was in healthcare fraud, prosecuting doctors, not easy to do, as Professor Flores or Professor Nicolucci will tell you. Those are some tough prosecutions because these are not indigent defendants. These are criminal defendants that can hire the very best attorneys to defend them. And sometime along in there, it gets lost in the midst of time, Governor, then Attorney General Granholm, appointed me to be the chair of the Litigation Advisory Board, which is just like it sounds. When we had those really big cases that shouldn't be just McDaniel making a recommendation to the Attorney General based upon the trial attorney and that attorney supervisor, we'd have this group that would really consider them. The most obvious would be the multi-state, multi-defendant tobacco litigation and whether or not the terms of that were acceptable to the state based upon state laws in the different states, and we had to focus in on the Michigan settlement. So that's what we did on the Litigation Advisory Board. It was one of those rare opportunities that you have in the law where you could focus in on a case. You had to think really big thoughts outside of academia, at least. We think really big thoughts about what the right thing to do for the people of the state of Michigan was. And I can tell you that at that point, I knew what a rare individual that Judge Don Allen is, because he was always thoughtful, he was always deliberate, he always understood multiple sides of every issue. You know, frankly, I picked him because I wanted somebody from healthcare fraud, which was a growing area of the law, and I felt we needed representation from that on the statewide litigation advisory board. But it was those qualities that became clear at that point. And as he progressed, I know that he kept those same qualities. He became, when the Attorney General became governor, he was appointed deputy legal counsel. A few years later, it wasn't immediate. He stayed at the AG's office under Attorney General Mike Cox. He just told me that Mike Cox kicked him off the litigation advisory board, which says something about one or the other of those individuals. And I'll leave it at that. And after doing that, he was the drug czar. He was the director of the Office of Drug Control Policy. Again, one of those positions that really requires that integration of both law and policy in a very thoughtful, deliberate way for what's best for the people of the state of Michigan. Having that position made him the perfect individual to then be at the 55th District Court and take over as the presiding judge of the sobriety court. Sobriety court, of course, as the sound of it suggests, has to do with a lot of different areas, not just intoxication from alcohol, but has to do with lots of other substance abusers. And the focusing on the idea of restorative justice, focusing on rehabilitation of repeat substance abusers, recognizing that there is a sickness involved here, not just the criminal activity, which is the most obvious sign of that sickness or illness. As a result, I can tell you that in doing so and in his recent focus on the opioid crisis, that Judge Allen, I think, has literally changed, if not saved, hundreds of lives and certainly saved thousands of tax dollars and deserves to be recognized for excellence.